Okay, so you can see how the spongy filters fit onto the carbs just nicely, and the frame is so close to the carbs that fitting the tank box in was horrendous, but it gives all this extra space around here for airflow across the top of the engine, which helps with the cooling. That's about it. I'll just show you what the old airbox looked like. Okay, so that's the old airbox. You can see it's got these it's ridged up on each side. I cut one side off to try and make it fit better, but it's such a big box to fit underneath there, even with that side cut off. The rubber grommets which fit into these holes, which fitted on top of the carburetors, they were quite a hard rubber, and as soon as you squashed this into place they just popped out, so there was never an air seal. Even when trying to seal it with mastic, it was a waste of time. So that was quickly thrown away. Then the second attempt was using these attached onto the top of the carburetors. But what I found out was when these were attached onto the carburetors, the tank was put back into place, it pushed the carburetor slightly off to one side, which meant that I was getting an inconsistent float bowl level. And what that caused was, intermittently, it would just starve it of fuel, and then it would over-rev and starve of fuel and over-rev and starve of fuel, and it was horrendous. I thought there was something wrong with the carburetor still, but actually what it was this pushing the float, or the whole carburetor, off to one side, which you couldn't see when the tank was on. So anyway, that was probably going to be used for something else, but hence we went to the third attempt, and the foam filters seem to have worked brilliantly. What else have we done on here? Just general maintenance really. Wiring loom, I had to resolder all the connections in the loom because they've been done and they were all just dry joints, and I was getting intermittent faults with the electrical system, so that cured all that. On the front of the bike, there's a new calipers, much better quality caliper than what came with the bike, and that's sweet as a nut now. You can see that it's actually a glass and chrome quick flow air fuel filter, which gives much better fuel supply. Also, when the bike came, the centre stand was actually missing off the bike, and they're about £37 I think to order plus postage. Well, I bid one which didn't have the fittings with it on eBay, and got it for the grand price of £1, and then the bulk kit cost about £8 with the sleeve and the springs and everything else. So for about £10, or say £12–13 with postage, got the centre stand back on, which is much better for obviously working on the bike, you know, getting at the chain and all this sort of stuff. The chain was horrendous when I got the bike. It was absolutely black and full of salt and crud, so that's all nice and clean now, and yeah, it's pretty good. So there we are. Bit of basic maintenance, a couple of little mods, and it's a much better bike. Okay.